Let's go to Casey from Kansas. Casey from Kansas, you're next today. What's on your
Hello,
mind?
can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And I think social murder would be a better word for what Trump did there.
Social murder rather than genocide. Interesting. Okay.
But back to my question, I guess.
Please.
So recently, Joe Biden and Eric Adams, you know how they've pivoted on crime, kind of like the '90s tough on crime era coming back again.
I know Eric Adams did. Did Trump as well? I'm not aware. I'm sorry.
I
Did
mean, not
Biden as
Trump,
well? I'm
Joe
not aware of
Biden.
that. What did Biden do?
Well, you know how he blocked the recent DC bill, and he's been, kind of like going to the right a bit on crime, pretty much trying to set himself apart, I guess, from progressives and other Democrats who haven't focused on it as much.
Okay, yeah,
Just
I'll
worrying
concede
a little
that.
bit.
I'll concede that at least for the purposes of your question.
Okay. But from my perspective, at least from the midterms, it seems to me that the Democrats like Fetterman, who didn't focus as much on crime, that they didn't lose their elections. But the Democrats in New York, who kind of fear mongered over it, I feel like they kind of campaigned against themselves in a way by kind of giving in to like the Republican narrative on crime themselves.
That's
Do you think
interesting.
there's anything to that?
I think I'd need to look a little more at the numbers and the specific races you're talking about. But I do think that there's a risk to the focusing on crime aspect to a campaign, which is if the people you're talking to don't actually believe that there's a crime problem wherever it is that they are, it can absolutely backfire. And one of the things that we have determined is that if you zoom out, the violent crime rate in the United States has been declining for a very long time. Yes, there were some spikes in some places over the last 3 years at different times, but the narrative of the dangerous blue states and blue cities is certainly not true. At the state level, you see higher rates of crime in red states. Even within cities, for all the talk about New York City, the crime rate and violent crime rate in Oklahoma City is higher. And so I think the risk, which you're astutely pointing out, is if it doesn't resonate with people, if people are sort of like, yeah, I feel very safe and they're not talking about anything else, I'm not going to vote for them. That is a real backfire that
It,
can
it,
happen.
it's another thing for me too, because even if people don't feel safe where they are because they're, listening to 24/7 media that's
Yeah,
worried about crime, who are voters going to go for? Are they going to go for the Democrat that is doing tough on crime light, or
right.
are they going to go for the Republican that's tough on crime, ultra or something?
Right. So you're saying either way, it's better for whoever is going hardcore on the crime stuff.
Well, I don't think it's good for Democrats at all
It's
to
not good for
like
Democrats
have the
either way. Yeah.
perspective,
I
because
think that you're
if
onto something. I think that you're onto something. I think we can probably try to verify this empirically. I don't have the data in front of me, but yeah, I think that you're absolutely onto something, Casey.
okay, do you think it's a good strategy for Biden in 2024 to focus on crime,
I
or should he
don't
worry
think, no,
about
I will.
other
So listen,
things?
Biden's not focused on crime. I agree he's talking more about it than maybe we expected or we might expect or might think he would. I don't think he's talking about it so much that it's really going to be detrimental in the way that you're talking about.
Okay, well, that's all I got. Thank you,
All
though.
right. Thank you so much. Very much appreciate the call. There's Casey from Kansas.